iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Iqela leMamelodi Sundowns lisencochoyini kwileague yeBetway Premiership emveni koba libhaxabule kanobom iqela leSekhukhune ngamanqaku amathathu eqandeni. Inqaku lesibini ke lixoxisile wadiva wantywila epulini uIkram Reyners bamnika ke i-through pass Shemo Sales bemsula inyembezi kuba ke engaqhubi kakuhle bamnika nje into elula yepenalty into yoba makayikhabe wayikhaba ke wayikora Ali Badra Sangari waphekuza izandla wakhala wathi Nompempe uyasirobha kavanto ke uNompempe wathi ndiyikhomba echaphazeni. Mamelodi Sundowns amanqaku amathathu eqandeni kwiSekhukhune. Orlando Pirates ngomso izawuphendula ke kuba idlala esigodini neqela leStellenbosch. Siyancuma ke eMzantsi Afrika kuba kaloku siyayazi into yoba ngokusithetha ngento kuthiwa i-title race ngumdyarho wamahashi apho khona kukho amahashi amabini anqenqeza phambili. Namhlanje i-Sundowns ngomso i-Pirates siphinde sibuye kule veki zayo ibe i-Pirates ibe i-Sundowns kwatsha kwacima njalo njalo. Lindo Pep ngumhlalutyi webhola ekhatywayo osaze ngobuso elizweni eSouth Africa namhlanje ngomdlalo wanamhlanje. Mfoka Nkosi, you looking at me nigga like gonna smash me. It's like I'm gossiping about you.
How are you, Mr. Nkewu?
I'm good.
Sengibulisile Mr. Nkewu. Athi siphule kancane. Congratulations to Coach Manqoba.
Do you put dye in your hair? Justice, I can see the Justice's eyes are agreeing and saying yes with the eyes.
Yeah, no.
So you dye.
Yeah, it dye. Just need to go.
So when it's raining, what are you gonna do when it's raining?
When I'm raining.
When it's raining outside. So it goes. It's like your makeup.
Actually, funny enough, I poured water on myself, and then I ended two tones. So making dying up.
You guys are too fancy. 3-0 victory. Let's talk about the game. How does it make you feel? Are Sundowns turning the corner in terms of style of play as well?
Nkulego, what I'm happy with is the reaction from the players. Obviously, a result is important. They are targeting Orlando Pirates, who are top of the log. If they didn't get a result today, they would have been 5 points or 6 points clear Orlando Pirates. But I have to say this, Nkulego. It's important to mention this. It's important to mention the soul of the club. I think people on the ground, Mamelodi Sundowns fans on the ground, are unhappy, and specifically unhappy with the technical team. Based on the not just the results, and people because I want to speak about this when the club has won, right? Because I don't want it to feel ngati when the coach doesn't do well. Even if the coach wins the league, playing like this, I don't think people on the ground would be happy. This club is all about Shushan and piano. We've done the league 7 times in a row, and we've won the league in a specific way, playing in a style. Understand? I think the big fish is obviously the CAF Champions League. I think the biggest criticism, which is positive as well, that I can give to the technical team is we are sitting here as Mamelodi Sundowns fans and we don't believe that we'll win the Champions League. And for me, in the past 2 seasons, we were very close. I think the team was on another level in terms of playing style, in terms of us attacking teams. We were the most feared team in Africa. We were the most feared team in the Betway Premiership. In the last 2 games, we did not play well. Today, did we play well? In my opinion, no, but we scored the goals. Are we happy with the results? For sure, because the 3 points is important.
Absolutely.
But in terms of the style of play, not necessarily happy in my opinion, because even if we kept the ball and the ball rotation, but I felt, in my opinion, it was too slow. The biggest criticism that I can give the club as well and the technical team is that Mamelodi Sundowns, when they play, I'm on my phone. And I apologize. This club has played for more than 7 years. I've never been on my phone.
Well, you mentioned spoiled friends before?
Yeah.
Is that not because you are a spoiled brat? Like, because I understand that fans' support is conditional across the global sphere. Some fans will go to the stadium every day until we start losing, and then they don't go. Whether it's Bafana now, Bafana are the hottest team in the country because they are kind of winning some matches, right? And when they're not winning, I've been at Bafana at the Cape Town Stadium when there were only 2,000 of us playing against Angola, for example. I was there, and you could shout at someone from here, maybe 100 meters away, they could still hear you because there was so much echo, right? Is it not still your duty as a fan? I get what you're saying. I agree with it inherently, but is it not your duty that you will experience win, lose, and draw? And even when you're not doing well, even when you're not playing well, part of the test of being a football fan is that you will support your club even when your ownership brings you a coach that you don't want.
Yeah, Nkulego, to be honest with you, that's the truth. That's part of being a supporter. And I always say there's 3 results in football: win, draw, loss. But in my opinion, there's a certain way a big club should play, Nkulego. There's a specific way a big club should win football games. There's a specific way a big club should win titles, Nkulego. And for me, personally, I'm going to speak for Lindo. I do not have confidence in the technical team, whether they will get the big trophies. It's still early in the season. The season might still be great. We might still win the league. And remember, Nkulego, it's important to mention this. This club has won 7 leagues in a row.
Yeah.
We've set a standard.
Let me just say something in that point as well. And this is true to the audience. Yeah. You cannot suddenly not be considered as a favorite after winning 7. That's why I keep on emphasizing respect. We must know in every country, in every territory, who is the king, so that we can then chisel our swords and decapitate the king. So, but when the country refused to say the king is Sundowns, then I'm going to have a problem with that. Just because you love your team. There is one king in this country, and that's Mamelodi Sundowns, until Pirates change it. And I want Pirates to change that. But until then, there's only one king in this country, and they've won the league 7 times in a row. And I want them to be toppled, but we need to know who the king is so that we can then chisel our weapons and then we can decapitate the king.
Yeah, Nkulego, to be honest with you, this club, that's where I was going. This club has set such a high standard that we cannot drop the ball. It's known. Until I always say this, for me to put Orlando Pirates above Mamelodi Sundowns, they will have to do it first. They will have to win the league and compete in the CAF Champions League. For now, the kings of South African football are Mamelodi Sundowns. But we have to mention this, Nkulego. This new technical team, we've been trying to give them support. We've been trying to be positive. But for me, the biggest criticism I can give them is they've made the league open. And Mamelodi Sundowns has absolutely dominated. They have made the league open. They have given other teams an opportunity and the belief that they can beat the club. And Nkulego, it's important as well to mention that some of the players as well, not just the technical team, some of the players haven't come to the party. And this is positive criticism. There's a lot of average performances in the team. Yes, credit to the boy who calls. I think, in my opinion, he looks good on the ball. He makes the right decisions, hardly lose the ball. Football is a game of mistakes. His game has 0 mistakes. He plays next to Grant Kekana, keeps a clean sheet unbelievably well. You've got the face of the league, Ugo Ronza, who's incredible in terms of his distribution, in terms of his positioning, in terms of handling, in terms of him being a leader, the captain of Bafana Bafana, the face of African football as well. So the team has some incredible players. You've got a player, the best left back in the country, the best right back in the country, no Mudau. You're looking at a clinical finish. I told you, Nkulego, when we were sitting exactly here in the beginning of the season, when Ikram Reynas was signed by Mamelodi Sundowns, you asked me, Lindo, what do you think about Reynas? I said, this is the kind of striker that Mamelodi Sundowns needs. Because in my opinion, he might not have done well with SuperSport, but the little that I saw in him is that he can finish. He's a clinical finisher. He's a killer. Yes,
he's almost an upgrade to Shalulile now, the current Shalulile.
Yeah, the reason being is he's also not a ball-playing striker, even though you will see him on the ball sometimes at dropper wide, at dropper in the pocket. But yes, we saw him play a pass to Tito in the national team. That's not his strength. He does have that in his game. But I think his best quality, like I said, is to finish. I think he's a clinical finisher, but he's improved under the guidance of this new technical team. And we can't criticize everything that is taken. I don't want people to get me wrong, because there's some good things they've done. For me, Ribeiro plays better under this technical team. I think he's playing his best football under Coach Mangoba. I think players like Ikram Reynas, they are playing their best football under this coach. But in my opinion, I'm just talking about the standard where this club was. This club was, remember, it's football heritage. And football heritage says to you, you are in the semi-final, and then you win. When we brought Usales, and this is another point that I wanted to make about Usales. For me, Usales, he might be a good player where he comes from, Belgium. But here in this country, and for a club like Mamelodi Sundowns, the criticism doesn't come anywhere but the fact that we needed a finished striker. We needed someone who's complete. We needed someone who was going to get Mamelodi Sundowns,
get them over the line.
Get them over the line.
Semi-final, and then win.
For me, he's not that player.
Yeah. You're not going to win it with him.
For me, he doesn't win in Mamelodi Sundowns.
And there's something miraculous happens where he starts becoming a Lionel Messi for some reason.
Nkulego, the reason why Sales was brought to the club was for him to get the club over the line. The reason why Ribeiro was brought into the club, it was for him to get us over the line.
Yeah.
For me, Ribeiro, yes, he's been an exception. He plays well. He's been the best player of the season. For me, Sales, when you ask me, I don't want to overly criticize him because people have had their opinion. My biggest criticism with him I might say he doesn't get Mamelodi Sundowns. He's not the striker that wins Mamelodi Sundowns the Champions League.
Yeah.
And for me, you already have Ikram Reynas. You've got Shalulile. You needed the striker that was going to win you the Champions League. He does not do that for Mamelodi Sundowns.
All right, just a quick glance at Coach Seema as well. What did they offer? Did you feel at any point in danger?
Nkulego, you know what? This is one team in the PSL that has the fourth best squad, in my opinion. You're looking at that midfield, look at the profile. Unomnaro, Unabomkize, Unabofigo, who didn't play today, who for me, he's the talisman. I think they absolutely missed Ulinda Mtambo today. He's the most important player because he attacks like a 10 and he defends like an 8 and a 6 in that midfield. Gives them legs, he's tall, he's a captain, he's got the right energy, he's got the right character to drive the team to play such big games. But for me, I'm looking at the technical team, Kakaitano Tembu, Paulus Maseye, he's the leader, Paulo Masem. They've got incredible performance analysts as well. Abos Nesipo Mali, who's a national team coach. For me, I don't know what they're doing in terms of technical analysis because for me, there was no game plan in terms of how to attack in Mamelodi Sundowns. There was no game plan in terms of how to defend. It looked too open. In my opinion, the first half looked like a training session. So I would heavily criticize the analysts. They should have done their job. Sekhukhune is one club that has invested not just only on players. They've invested in the backroom staff. Their technical team is so huge. You look at their DDC. They've got Tutabo Mnyamane as an analyst there.
Yeah.
They've got some incredible coaches. For me, Ulusono Nosiema has got the material. For the first time in the league, we always complain, not 10-10s, we complain and say he doesn't get teams that have got the resource, that have got the right personnel. In my opinion, also Coach Lonono Siema has the resource, he's got the personnel, and he's not getting the results. For me, he's not justifying his job.
All right, there you are. Thank you very much, Lindo Pep. So many matches that we've covered. We've been together for around 10 hours today. So that was a good work day. And we hope you enjoyed the videos as well. Agree, disagree, that doesn't matter. It's immaterial. Really, we'll be here next week and the week after that and the year after that and the year after that. We hope that you just enjoy the videos, you watch them, and of course, you can debate them and engage with them. It is iDiskiTV, it is good times. Also, Sporting. Thank you for watching us.